Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are going to be taking a look at the upcoming KvK group stats from SS1-6, supposedly, which is going to be from Kingdoms 22 through 26. And we're going to show you that off right now. This is the next one coming up. New season start date is going to be here in about less than 2.5 days. And you can see these are the 5 kingdoms that are going to be coming up into this next KvK grouping. So we're going to go through, I've already pulled the data, we're going to show you that off in a moment, and we're going to take a look at how this group is previewing. Who are some of the big players to look out for, some of the big alliances, which kingdoms potentially have some of the upper hands, maybe some advantages, what would be some maybe fair fights that we could see. And then I'm also going to compare, we're going to look at what this group is compared with SS1-4, and that's only because I couldn't find SS1-5, but we'll show you at least from the second to last merge group what the stats compare wise for how far ahead or maybe how much this group currently adds up to it, just with kind of where some of their stat points are at. So it's going to be an interesting time. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So here we go. We're going to show you off now the SS1-6 are coming up, a preview here for their merged group KvK stats. So we have, as you can see, oh, and I don't actually think I did this one yet, but we'll do it real quick. Do a little, what am I looking at? C, we're going Z to A, and then bam. So this is where you're going to be able to see the strongest kingdoms. Now, we look at these as I typically do for my top stat series, where we take a look at all the kingdoms in the game. This one is between these 5 kingdoms. You're seeing the number one right now is Kingdom 26 at 5.997 billion, almost 6 billion right now. And you could see, right, from 26 to 24, difference in range here is about 1.3 billion, 1.33 billion from what we're seeing from 26 to 24. But you can see the rankings right now is 26, 22, 25, 23, and 24. Now, 26 and 22 are pretty close, right? They're separated by 170 million. And then you have 1 and 3 that's separated by, what, 266 million? And then you have 1 to 4, which is separated by, what is that, 610, 608 million? And then you have 1 through 5, like we said, right? Looks like it's a 1.333 million separation. Ranges here, I like doing this. And we always do top 7 alliances because there's 7 Zone 1 regions. And that's just how I did it. I could have done it 6, but I just like to do 7, right? I think the deeper you go just is giving you a little bit more of an accurate indication on kind of general soft gauging kingdom strength. And then we look at the ranges, which is essentially the number 1 alliance minus the number 7 alliance. And that kind of shows you what the power balance or what the power gap or range is between 1 and 7. These are all pretty close. Smallest here being 22, where they also coincidentally have the strongest number 7 alliance at 424, almost 425 million. Okay, let's go into alliances now. So here's the ranking for top alliances. You can see here that you got at the top, you got 2 alliances that are over 2 billion. We have 8 alliances that are over 1 billion that you can see here. And you got 25 and 23 having the 2 strongest alliances right now, 24 and 22. So if you think about this, actually, if you look at the top 5 alliances, you can see that, and this is something I actually like to try and see, where you have at least one alliance that is in the top 5 from each of the participating kingdoms. However, you can also see that if you go to number 6, right, number 5 and number 6 are pretty close here with their 2 alliances. And you can see that the gap between 1 and 5 is, what, 300 million, 310 million. So it's not that far off. And even here, from 1 to 2 is only 20 million, right, 20.2 give or take. Along with the bubble being at 424 million for number 25 with the Last Army from Kingdom 22. Now, if we are to look at some of the more intricate parts here, right, let's look at how many we have from 25. So you can see here, we'll do this. We're going to minus 3 from whatever this number is, and that gives us 6. So from 25, we have 6 alliances. We'll do 23. And from 23, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do 23 is 4. We'll do, I got to do 22. Totally forgot about that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7 for 22. And I know everyone's like, you're going out of order though, boss. Yeah, I know. I guess, oh wow, I didn't realize I had stuff over here. Interesting. Okay. Well, now we don't. Sweet. Okay, let's come back. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do 20. Oops. 24 is 3. And then we got to do 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. So 26 is 6. So from this, you can see 22 has the most alliances at 7. 26 and 25 has 6. And then 23 at 4. 24 at 3. Now let's look at some personal power, right? So here's how the individual power is stacking up for this KvK group. You have at the top 2 players from Kingdom 25, from GG, the Decoy and Venom, 1 over 50 mil, 1 at 48.5 mil. You have, I mean, if you're looking at T5 players for at least having first unlocked, right, this is right around that kind of 44 mil range. So you have 6 players currently within this group that have at least 1 T5 unit unlocked, with Decoy getting a lot closer to having a couple that's there. And then you're looking at, from here, you got, what, 25? You got 3 players from 25 that each have at least 1 T5 unlocked. You have 1 from 23, 1 from 22, and 1 from 26, right? So you got 3 of the top 6, half of them with T5 going in for Kingdom 25. Now, let's look at what the spread is. Once again, did not realize I had numbers over here. Let's do this. Delete. Lovely. And let's look at where we are for 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we have 8. Let's look at 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Let's look at 23. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Always do this because I think it's interesting to kind of see what that balance is. Ooh, wow, only 1 here. So we'll do 24 as 1, and then we got to look at 26. So let's look at 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Okay. So this is how the spread looks right now. You got 8 from 25, 6 from 22 and 26, 1 from 4 from 23, and then 1 from 24. So the spread, really, if you think about it, right, again, in favor of 25, 26, remember, being the strongest kingdom right now. If we go back to alliances, you can see 22, but 25 and 26 having 6. In this case, 25 having 8, 26 with 6, also 26 being the strongest kingdom right if we go back here. So again, you can see some of these kind of going in favor. Now let's take a look at personal merits. This is just how much individual fighting has the players been doing in these kingdoms. Now, it doesn't always necessarily mean that the fighting is lawless. It could still be organized to an extent. So those are things that we obviously do not know at this time. But what we can look at is personal merits for who some of the players are that are doing the most PvP within their kingdoms. And you can see here 2 people over 10 mil. You got Rob's Vu Tran almost at 20 mil, both from 26, right? So that kind of goes to show you, you got the number 25 here, GG Mr. Boys at 3.6 mil from Kingdom 25. And again, a decent amount. So let's look at how these things look, right? So let's look at 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got, oops, let's do this. 26 is, oops, there we go. 11, let's look at 25, we got 4. And then let's look at 24, we got 2. And then we'll take a look at 23, we got 1. And then let's take a look at 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is how it looks. We're 26 having, again, 11 out of 25, and then number 22 coming in with the most, 4, 2, and 1 from 23. Okay, let's look at alliance merits. Now, alliance merits is essentially just a bigger, I guess, a bigger gauge here, because you're looking at all the players there in total for those that are in their alliances. Remember, merits carry over too as well. So if you leave an alliance as an individual player, those merits will leave with you, lowering the alliance merit totals, and then obviously increasing when you join another alliance from what that alliance's current total is. So here we can see we got 4 alliances that are over 100 mil. You got the top 2 right now from Kingdom 26, which is WWS and MHLK. Again, with these ones at almost 150 respectively, and then at 174 mil, right? Bubble here at 25 is 8.6 mil from Kingdom 26. But let's look at it, right? So let's look. We got what? 1, 2, 3. What is that? 6. So we got 26 is 6. Let's take a look at 25. Oh, look at this, man. I'm always wondering how... I always think to myself I've deleted all this, but there we go. So let's look at this. 25, we got 3. So let's look at 24. 24, we got 1, 2, 4. Nice coincidental there. Let's look at 23. We got 3 for 23. And then the last one, which is 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, nice. Okay. So here we go. So you got 20. So you got 9 from 22. We got 6 from 26, and then 4 and 3, 3 from 24 down to 25 and 23 thus far, right? So again, that's where you have a lot of the alliances that are, and I mean, you know, from these numbers, I would almost say, like, look, if you're kind of around 20 mil, maybe like 15, 20 mil, I kind of consider that, given that the kingdoms are a little bit late stage, that, you know, you've done a decent-ish amount when it comes at an entry level. So I look at this and I would say, you know, anywhere from around 15 of these alliances I think are probably going to be pretty active. Obviously, once you get, as far as PvP-wise, right, if we're kind of gauging this softly, once you kind of get to the number 11 at 30 mil and above, I think that's a little bit more indicative. But now let's look at server merits, right? Now, server merits are essentially going to be where these alliances are ranking when it comes to how much PvP as a kingdom they are doing. So here's the rankings. Again, 26 being at the top there. Big spread. 25 through 24, very close, all within 12 mil. Then you see the jump at 22 coming into the number 2 kingdom at 231 million points here when it comes to how much PvP they've done. Then you look at number 26, they're almost double at 404, almost 405 million PvP points. So again, showing you that Kingdom 26 doing a lot of PvP in their kingdom, 22 doing a lot, and then 24, 23, 25, right, doing a good, healthy amount. And so I think you combine this with some of the other stats, and I think 26 looks pretty formidable, along with when you look at the server power and then some of the other metrics and boards. Now, the last one we're going to take a look at here is going to be the bubble boards. Now, I love the bubble boards, right? Shout out to my buddy Adam Sandler as Bubble Boy. But when we look at least I think it was Adam Sandler. When we look at bubble boards, this is essentially gauging the number 200 power or 200 player spots from each of what I would consider to be more of the relevant boards, from how you can look and compare with each of the kingdoms, right? So in this case, you have, if we look at the number 200 player board, this is pretty indicative, right? So you're seeing here that we have Kingdom 22 is number 1, 9.6. The next one here is at 9.0 or 9.1 mil from Kingdom 23. Right? That means that the number 200 player is that, and then above that, players are only stronger. And then you look at number 3, which is, and the reason this isn't ranked is because each of these are separate boards. I would have had to make a bunch of different columns for this, or put server here and then server there and server that. But you see number 3 here being Kingdom 26, number 4 is 25, and then number 5 is 24. Right? So you can see the bubble here from the 5th kingdom to the number 1 is over 1.6, right, or almost 1.6 mil is the difference from their number 200 player to that number 200 player. So I think this is somewhat indicative as well. You're kind of seeing this now. Kingdom 26 obviously doesn't have that, but 22 we've seen at a few of the boards near the top. When you look at, hang on, sweetie. Ooh, your tooth is moving.
It's moving side and front and back.
Oh my gosh, okay, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Okay, then we look at we're almost done here. Then we look at the number 200 merits, right? So we have, gosh, she was just wiggling it too. We get the number 1 here is at 541, right? So that's Kingdom 26, where their number 200 player is 541,000 merits. Number 2 is Kingdom 22 at 347. Number 3 is Kingdom 23 at 241. Number 4, 184,024. Kingdom 24. Then we have Kingdom 25 at 174,000. Then we get to RSS Gathered. This is interesting. Kingdom 22 has again, they have the top 200, right? If you look at their number 200 person, they're almost 80 million above number 2, which is Kingdom 23. Then you get to number 3, which is going to be Kingdom 26 at 697. Number 4, 681 mil at Kingdom 25. And then lastly, Kingdom 24 at 632 million. Then we get to the last one here, which is Dragon Trail. Now, Dragon Trail may or may not be too relevant, but I like to believe that if you have players that are more active in Dragon Trail and they're higher up on the stars, they're also going to be able to get, gosh, I have to remember, I think it's Indus. And then obviously some of the other rewards from those as well, with shards for leveling up heroes star-wise, and other just good resources. So you're looking here, number 1 right now is at 263. This is Kingdom 26, right? They have the highest number 200 player on Dragon Trail. Next is going to be Kingdom 23 at 259. After that, you have a tie from Kingdom 22 and 25 at 258, and then the lowest being Kingdom 24 at 252. So that pretty much rounds it out for what our top stats are here for this upcoming group of Kingdom 20 through 26. Now, I think all in all, if I'm looking at everything, I think Kingdom 26 definitely seems to be pretty formidable. I think if you're looking at them, obviously 22, I think is going to be up there. 25, some moments, it looks like 26, 22, you're seeing them again here. 26, 22, again. And then server merits, right, 26, 22. So, to me, you know, if we're kind of going off of power, maybe it would be cool if we saw 26, 23, 24 going up against 22, 25. Sometimes it's hard, though, to kind of gauge this because you got 5 kingdoms that are in here, and it's not as though it's going to be perfect, right, to any degree. So, you know, you could even say 26, 22 versus 25, 23, 24 as another option. I mean, again, we'll have to see how things are playing out. We're going to try and get as much information as we can to give you guys another preview with how the matchup is going to be looking once they actually go into the kingdom. So I'm going to go do a little bit of investigative journalism there to try and get you guys as much information going into that matchup, and then also try to identify when we might see fights on, depending on what zones those will be coming up at. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love doing these deep data breakdowns of how the matchups are going to play out, what we can see. Now, if you are from any of these kingdoms, please let me know on if you have an inside track, you think you know what, if you guys know what the matchups are going to be, you know, feel free to please let us know if there's any storylines you guys are looking forward to. If you're an outsider looking in, how does this look? And also, lastly, I'm going to do a little comparison here just for top servers. I know I'm kind of at the end of the video, so I don't want to throw too much in, but I'm going to say that this was the group I did for SS1-4. I believe this is K11 through 16. And you can see here, and we'll just look at top servers. You can see that the range of power was, what, 4.4 to 3.1? You can see that's definitely stronger here, right, with Kingdoms 22 through 26, right, pretty drastically. So, again, it's cool that we're seeing the groups being a little bit stronger as we go, and maybe that just speaks more to more players getting interested in the game and seeing a little bit more volume for traffic that's coming in some of the later servers as we got closer to global launch. So with that being said, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, until next time, I will catch you later. Say bye.
Bye.
Get it.